TaylorMadeProduct.com.
Celebrate Father's Day this year at Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Introducing the TaylorMade QI10 Max driver and irons. Score up to $400 in gift cards when purchasing TaylorMade products. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. Now $50 off. Shop with us this Father's Day in store or online. Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Yo, it's the Celtics versus the Mavericks in the NBA Finals. Can Luka and Kyrie figure out how to lead the Mavericks to take home the trophy? Or is Jason and Jalen just too much firepower? Make sure you look into all the action and winning some money with MyBookie. With MyBookie, you can bet anything, anytime, so you'll never miss a shot to cash in on some straight cash, homie. You can live stream and bet on the games right from the sportsbook, giving you everything you need to decide. Cash out or let it ride. MyBookie really makes it easy to get paid with tons of boosted props and slam dunk parlays. And new boosts are posted daily. It's more than just a sports book, buzzer beaters, underdog upsets, and a community to share and all the sweats. Give yourself a head start today and play with the house money. Just use promo code 1010XL when you make your first deposit. That's promo code 1010XL to claim a limited time bonus when you sign up to make your first deposit. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Come on, somebody.
WJXL-FM, Jacksonville Beach. 1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Now, let's talk hardball. This is River City Hardball, presented by D-Bat Jacksonville. Here's your host, Andrew Gibson.
Good Sunday morning, Jacksonville, and happy Father's Day. Welcome. This is River City Hardball. We're presented by D-Bat Jacksonville. I'm your host, Andrew Gibson. Joining us in just a few moments is Frank Frangie. He's going to react to the Florida Gators game that ended, in like 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Let's bring Frank on right now on the All-Pro Roofing Hotline. Frank, great to have you with us. Happy Father's Day. How are you after that midnight game late into the morning?
I'm barely awake, Gibby. Good morning, and thanks for having me on. And I was fading.
Yeah.
I said, do I stay up and watch it? And I got a second wind, and what a game. Ended about 2:40, I think it was. Then you're wired, you can't go to bed, right? And it was what a start to the College World Series. All 4 games that we've had so far have been pretty amazing. The Seminoles right back at it today. But yeah, it was an amazing 4 games and a gut-wrenching loss for the Gators last night.
3-2 Texas A&M wins last night at the College World Series. There was about a 4-hour rain delay. They were supposed to play at 7 last night. Frank, I looked up and I thought, all right, well, this will be 30 minutes and they'll get ready to play at 7:30. And then time goes by, and they didn't start till what, like 11:15, 11:20 last night?
11:16, I think, was officially the first pitch, and it went, So, and I actually thought, Gibby, they would start today. I thought, and I know it's. I think by some sort of an ordinance there in Omaha, they had to start the game by 11 o'clock Central Time, which would be like another 45. So within 45 minutes, they had to get the game started. So I thought they'd wait till today and then just play like at 10 in the morning, then back everything up. But they got it in last night. It was quite a game.
Frank, tell me your thought on the game. Liam Peterson got the start for the Gators. How did you feel about his performance? Tell me about the game.
He wasn't great. He only lasted about 2 1/3. But as they have been afterwards, that Gator bullpen was fantastic. Fisher Jamerson came in, and then Brandon Neely after him, and the relievers did not allow a run. So they only allowed 3 runs to a good hitting team, but the Gators could not do anything offensively. They were 1 out of 11 with runners in scoring position, and they had some chances. In the 8th, they had bases there, 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. They didn't get them across. And then in the 9th, you know what happened at the end of the game. Cade Curlin, I thought it was gone, Gibby. He had an oppo, and man, he drilled it. But the right fielder for Texas A&M, he's 6'6". He timed it perfectly. It would have been a home run. Now listen, it wasn't a dramatic catch like the Clemson guy made a week earlier, but he jumped up and caught it and robbed him of a home run. Listen, when he hit it, I said the Gators are going to win. They're going to win again because A&M wasn't scoring on Neely. Neely was in the game. Neely has been lights out. That ball's a foot further. It's a home run. Let me tell you, and I tweeted this. You talk about a game of inches. I don't know if you remember this or not last year, but Wyatt Langford hit a ball last year, a bomb to left field that the LSU left fielder made a running catch right in front of the wall, like a line drive, and he just stabbed it at the end. If he doesn't catch that thing, it's extra innings. Florida wins the game. They walk off, and the Gators win the College World Series. Yeah. He made the catch, and LSU went on to win. Last night, I'm telling you, Gibb, if that ball's a foot further, 1 foot further, it's a home run. The Gators go up 4-3. A&M wasn't scoring on Neely, so the Gators would have been 1-0 in the tournament instead of 0-1. So, but A&M's very good. But I mean, the FSU game, I think I'm still buzzing about that game. What a finish for the Noles, and what a gut wrenching loss. We're talking about a gut wrenching loss for Florida State. They had the check swing controversy. They were up 11-7, up 11-8 in the ninth. So it's been a great College World Series so far. Frank
Frangie joining us on the All Pro Roofing Hotline as we react to the Gators and the Noles in the College World Series here on River City Hardball, presented by D-Bat Jacksonville. Frank, let's go to the Florida State Friday night. I mean, I'm not a Florida State fan, but I'm pulling for these local kids. That, you know, Florida State's got 5 guys on their roster that played high school ball here in Jacksonville. But I was ticked for Florida State because of the check swing. What did you think about it?
Well, I thought he went around, and I thought FSU got a raw deal. I thought it should have been a strikeout. It should have been a strike. It would have been strike 3. It would have been ball game. Mm-hmm. So I agree with everybody else. Once you saw that stop, that freeze frame, the guy got the call wrong. And a rule doesn't allow that to be reviewed, and that's a bad rule. That should be reviewed. Link Garrett has been pushing for that to be reviewed. But I want to, but in fairness, if we're being realistic here, that's one of the few calls in sports, Gibby, where the official's got to make it from 100 feet away. Think about that. There's no other call in sports where in any sport that I know of, where we ask a call official who's 100 feet away to make the call. If you watched it in real time, not the freeze frame, which showed that he went around, but if you watched it, because going around, all it means is the back cover the plate. But if you watched it in real time and you're 100 feet away, it's closer than you think. They miss that all the time because it's a hard call. What made it so prominent is when it happened in the game, and had he gotten it right, the game would have been over. And instead, FSU lost the game. That's what makes it sting so much. That's why Seminole Nation is enraged. But it's not a call that, I mean, I think there's this belief out there that how could he possibly miss that call? Well, Gibby, it's easy to miss that one, man. You're 100 feet away, and it's in the heat of battle, and it was close. So I feel for FSU because they had the game won if the guy had gotten it right. But I certainly understand that that's when you're going to miss some.
Yeah, and I thought the pitch, beside the check swing, I thought the pitch was a strike, Frank. Yeah. What did you think?
Yeah, I did not. I thought go back and watch it. It was not a strike. Everyone's been saying it was a strike.
Yeah.
The catcher West did a great job of framing it up, but the ball was low. If he doesn't swing and they call third strike, then I think at that point, the Tennessee's got a real beef because I thought the ball was down. Everyone keeps saying, well, the pitch was a strike. I don't think so, Gabe. Go back and watch it. I thought the pitch was low, and the catcher framed it up. That made it look like a strike, but I thought it was low. But again, I thought he swung. It should have been strike 3, but that's a hard call, man. And the other thing is what a gut-wrenching loss for FSU. Because I thought FSU dominated the game.
They did.
FSU was the better team in the game until the last inning. I think that's what stings if you're the Noles. I thought they had the better team and they lost the game.
Well, and I thought when it was 9-4, I thought, man, Florida State's just going to run away with this thing. But look, I mean, give credit to Tennessee. They had 4 hits in the 9th inning and four runs, I believe. So they stole it away from Florida State, and you got to tip your hat to Tennessee. But let's look forward real quick before we let you go, Frank. Florida State's playing for their season this afternoon against Virginia. How do you think this one goes?
I think FSU's going to win. I think FSU's going to win. I'm convinced of that. I think FSU's going to win. I think Tennessee is going to beat North Carolina in the winners bracket. I think FSU's going to beat North Carolina, and I think it's going to come back to FSU needing to beat Tennessee twice. Yeah. I think that's where this thing's going to go. I think FSU and Tennessee are the Tennessee and FSU in that order, Gib. I think are the 2 best teams in that bracket, and might be the 2 best teams in the tournament. I think they're both really good. So FSU's not dead by any stretch. I think FSU's going to come out of the winners bracket or out of the losers bracket and have to beat Tennessee twice. Florida's going to be hard because I think the Florida team. Kentucky's better than Florida, and they're in that same bracket. NC State, I haven't seen them enough, Gibby, so I don't know. That game is obviously tomorrow afternoon, but I think it's going to be harder for Florida to come out. I think FSU's coming out of the losers bracket. We'll see if they can beat Tennessee twice.
Florida will play tomorrow afternoon against NC State. Frank, I think you're on vacation this week, right? You're going to go see the Pirates?
how about this? So, by the luck of the draw, I am on vacation. We're heading up to Pittsburgh to see a few games. Paul Skeens was not supposed to pitch. He was supposed to pitch today in Colorado. But because he'd getting so much work and he had not pitched on 4 days rest very often, they skipped a start, which means instead of pitching today in Colorado, he's pitching tomorrow night in Pittsburgh. So
how good is that?
Oh, my goodness. And we got seats about 4 or 5 rows behind the dish. And I said, I don't want to miss this. So I'm going to get to see, my wife and I are going to get to see Paul Skeens pitch in Pittsburgh from right behind the dish. And I am thrilled. That was the luck of the draw, Gibbs. So, yeah, we're heading up this week. I'll be watching that Gator game tomorrow afternoon. But then the tomorrow night's the big night. We get to watch Paul Skeens pitch. But I'm telling you, bro, it has been a fantastic, fantastic College World Series. What a great start to that thing.
3 walk-offs and then a 1-run ball game last night between Texas A&M and the Gators. Frank, I wanted to get you on for a few minutes on the reaction to the Gators and the Noles in the College World Series. Appreciate you doing this. I know it's Father's Day. You probably got some plans for sure, but thanks for a few minutes here.
Okay, Gabe, anytime. Take care, buddy.
There he goes, Frank Frangie on the All-Pro Roofing Hotline. And, yeah, I mean – He makes a good point. I guess the pitch on Friday night might have been a little bit low, but let's bring Corey Warren in right now from D-Bat Jacksonville. He's the owner-operator of D-Bat Jackson in Green Cove. Corey, in the few minutes we have here before our first break, what was your perspective on the check swing not called there?
Brutal for Florida State. Just brutal. I mean, Frank's probably right with that call. The pitch might have been a little bit low. But it's just inexcusable for the umpire at third base to miss that call. Like, game on the line with it. I know that's not a way you want to end a College World Series game, but it's the rule. I mean, it is. The bat clearly, the barrel broke his front hip, broke the front of the plate. Like, that's a punch out all day long.
It is, and like I told Frank, I'm not a Florida State fan. I didn't grow up a Florida State fan, but I am pulling for the Jacksonville guys. There's 5 guys on that FSU roster that played high school ball right here in Jacksonville, and I'm pulling for them. You know, you can pull for whoever you want to, and I'm pulling for the local guys, and I wanted to see them get that win last night. Speaking of local guys from Florida State, coming up next, earlier this week, I had a chance to speak with Connor Holtz. He's a left-hander out of the Florida State bullpen. He's a Jacksonville guy from Creekside High School. You're going to hear a conversation with Connor Holtz coming up next here on River City Hardball, presented by D-Bat Jacksonville.
Bring in the heat. Your summer station. 1010XL.
D-Bat Jacksonville is the premier indoor baseball and softball training facility in the city. Give your baseball or softball player the best chance to succeed with lessons from the professional instructors at D-Bat Jacksonville. Month-to-month memberships with no annual contracts. Visit their state-of-the-art 20,000-square-foot facility on Powers Avenue. 13 batting cages, automated pitching machines, and a fully stocked pro shop. Find out more at dbatjacks.com.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-823-5544. That's 800-823-5544.
Any action?
Find more fish on the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show.
That's a big redfish, guys.
With Captain Kevin Faber.
Oh my gosh.
Brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Thursday nights at 6.
On 1010XL AM.
Is your roof ready to weather the storm? Don't take chances with your home safety. Trust the experts at Universal Roof and Contract. Get peace of mind knowing your home is protected from the elements. They'll ensure your roof is in top shape to handle anything Mother Nature throws its way. Right now, get 10% off a re-roof or repairs, plus a free wind mitigation with a full roof replacement. Call 855-ROOF-HELP or click universalroof.com to schedule your free roof inspection. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
It's the coolest week to save during the summer fan sale at First Coast Lighting and Fans. Buy one fan, save 10%. Buy two, save 15%. Buy 3 or more and save 20% off all fans at First Coast Lighting and Fans. Showroom near the Avenues.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville, River City Hardball. Presented by D-Bat Jacksonville on 1010XL.
We welcome you back here to River City Hardball. We're presented by D-Bat Jacksonville. And before we bring in Connor Holtz from Florida State and Creekside High School, I want to bring back in Corey Warren from D-Bat Jacksonville, D-Bat Green Cove. Before we get to Connor, tell people about your background and what you guys do with D-Bat, Corey.
We've been open now it'll be 5 years in September. It's been a lot of fun since we got open. My background at Jacksonville, I'm originally from Atlanta, but I came down here for college at JU. It was actually the first time I'd ever been to Jacksonville and met with Chris Hayes. Loved the school, loved the city with everything. Ended up actually coming back to JU as a director of operations for a couple of years with the baseball program, and went back to Atlanta. And I'd been involved off and on with D-Bat Atlanta, which was a well-established training facility up there. Met my partners, Zach Phillips, Trent Peterson, and, we were all at the same facility instructing up there. And we kind of got to the point where it was like, you know what, we probably need to do this on our own with it. And we were looking for a location to come to. I looked at Zach and Trent. I was like, guys, we're going to Jacksonville. I was ready to get back down here. So, once we got open with everything and getting to watch the progression of some of the guys, because, now our first group that we ever worked with is starting to graduate, and we're starting to see the development that these guys and girls, because our softball is phenomenal as well.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing them progress through it and how they've improved, it has been a absolute blast to watch.
Corey, you guys just recently opened, I think in March, D-Bat Green Cove. How's that progressing for you?
It is launched off. It's absolutely fantastic to look at. When we opened our Jacksonville location, it was about as bad a time as you could get. It was 6 months to the day. All of a sudden, COVID shutdown happened. So, very, very nerve-wracking experience when we opened the Jacksonville location. Green Cove, people already knew who we were. People knew what the product that we offered to it. So it took off, and I get down there a couple times a week now, and to see the ball players that are in there, honestly, from the time we open, it's like, I got to wonder, do guys go to school around here?
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness, like, how are y'all getting in batting cages this early? But, they're down there, they're working, the high school guys, getting to meet the Fleming Island players, the Clay County players, and seeing them really kind of utilize the facility. It's a lot of fun to see, and it's exciting to see what they're going to turn into.
Well, and the baseball and softball in Clay County is unbelievable. I mean,
it's outstanding.
The high school, let's talk specifically about the high school baseball and softball in Clay County specifically. I mean, we know that Duval, St. John's, all around this area, this is a huge part of why the show's on the air. It's awesome. But and we're talking about Green Cove, I mean, Oakleaf, and I'm going to leave so many out, Orange Park, and St. John's Country Days in Clay County. So there's just tons, by the way, a state champion.
And Tom Lucas does it right.
Yeah.
I just want to say that.
Of course. But, you guys have hit a niche over in Clay County that I have to imagine has been a welcome sight to that community.
I think it's something that they were kind of waiting for. Especially now I've gotten the opportunity to meet a bunch of coaches over there. Josh Persinger at Clay County is
Josh
phenomenal. And he's been great actually about getting his players to come over and get some work in with it. Fleming Island doing the same thing. It's awesome to see those programs start to get the attention, because they've always had dudes coming out of there. It's just it being a little bit further away, and shows like Hardball here keep those guys it lets them get their name out there.
Corey Warren, he's joining us from D-Bat Jacksonville, D-Bat Green Cove. Let's get now to Connor Holtz. Had a chance to speak with Connor. He's a Jacksonville area guy from Creekside High School. Connor is a lefty in the Florida State bullpen for Link Jarrett. Earlier this week, before their flight to Omaha, had a chance to speak with Connor Holtz. And the first question I asked him was just about this ride to Omaha this year for Florida State baseball.
Yeah, it's been a very, very fun and interesting ride. We started off the season 19-0. After a pretty not the best season they had last year, but Link was able to bring a whole new group of people together. There's 25 plus new people on the staff, and to be able to just kindle a flame between that many new people is hard to do. And he was able to do it. We all love each other and stuff. So, we had a really hot start to the season, and obviously every season isn't all rainbows and butterflies. Sometimes you're going to face adversity. And, we faced some adversity with losing some pitchers along the way, whatever it was. And, we just found ways to battle through it all and, started winning games when it mattered. And here we are.
This is your first year at Florida State. Tell me about the journey that you've had. You were obviously at JU from 2021 to 2022. You went JUCO in 2023 at State College in Sarasota, and now you're at Florida State. Tell me about the journey that you've had in your career.
Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting journey. Definitely not smooth sailing, but definitely one to, sit back and admire at the end of the day. It hasn't been easy. I thought it was going to be. Everybody thinks it's going to be easy, and you really don't know what's going to happen. I went to JU, hoping all good things. Like, went in with the open mind, ready just to start my next chapter of life. And I was just there, and, sometimes things just don't go as planned. Came across just like this weird arm injury that I had, and it kind of held me back for a few weeks. We never really found out what was wrong with my arm until that summer. And then that summer I ended up getting this surgery called the Lacertus release on my elbow. It was nothing crazy. It was a 4-week recovery, but I had to get some tissue removed to release tension from muscles and nerves in there. So I come back my sophomore year, looking just to start over, refresh. I got a redshirt year my freshman year, so I was just ready for a fresh start my sophomore year. And, the pain started coming back, whatever. I wasn't comfortable pitching. And, I didn't really have a very positive sophomore year. Things kind of just snowballed on me. I was struggling on the field, wasn't able to, find, who I really was on the field, and thought maybe that being at JU, no offense to anybody there, had a great time there, honestly, but it just didn't work out for me. So, I decided to go to a junior college just to get a change of scenery, whatever it was, just to, see what could happen. See what could happen. I was going there in my last, just whatever. We're going to go see what happens. So I go to State College of Florida, and, it kind of just opened up a bunch of opportunity for me. I kind of found myself through the process, being able to realize, what works for me, how I can approach the game to succeed at a high clip, and being able to just, be who I was at the end of the day and persevere through it all was honestly the hardest thing. Came over a few humps and was able to have a pretty successful season at the JUCO level, and got what I ultimately wanted, was a chance to play at Florida State. So it was all honestly a dream come true when I received this offer.
How did Florida State find you?
So it was actually a good guy named Rich Wallace recruited me into Jacksonville University when I was just a junior in high school. He actually went and got the job at Notre Dame with Link when I went to JU, so I didn't get to play for him. But then when Link went to the Noles, Rich Wallace came with them and recruited me from the junior college that I was at. And then obviously this year I come to Florida State, and Rich gets the head coaching job at UCF. So all good things for them. But yeah, Rich Wallace was definitely a help in this process for me.
And of course, UCF was part of that Tallahassee Regional. Did you have something to say to Rich when you saw him?
Nothing but good stuff. Rich is a great dude, knows how to coach a team, always has good results with his teams, and, nothing but respect for Rich.
Connor Holtz, he's a left-handed pitcher out of the Jacksonville area, Creekside High School, and the Florida State Seminoles. Connor, have you thought about the moment when you take the mound in the College World Series? Has that moment, have you played that moment through your mind? I have to imagine you probably have.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have. It's something that, I kind of got to get my mind used to being able to try and see. I'm very excited for it. It's definitely a blessing to be able to have this opportunity. But, yeah, I've definitely been looking forward to this, my whole life. Just a year ago, I was sitting in my backyard watching this, and now I'm going to be partaking in it. It's truly just it's just awesome. I'm going to soak it all in for sure.
I saw a picture recently. Your dad was holding you as a kid, and he said that you had a dream of being a Florida State Seminole. Now you are, and you're going to pitch in the College World Series. I mean, that has to be a dream realized right now for you.
Yes, 100%. It's definitely a dream that, came to reality. And, just being able to persevere through everything that I've gone through in my college career has definitely just strengthened me to be, just a better person, a better athlete, a better teammate, and that ultimately has gifted me to be in this situation right now. And yeah, my dad's whole family grew up Florida State fans. It kind of just took me under their wing at a young age, and I've just been Noles ever since. So it's definitely a great experience this year.
Connor, you're one of 5 Jacksonville area guys that played high school ball in the Jacksonville area on this Florida State roster. I know that Brody DeLamler out of Bartram Trail has taken a redshirt year, but Alex Lodi's Bartram Trail, your former classmate Daniel Cantu at Creekside, Max Williams went to Clay. I mean, what's this like with so many Jacksonville area guys on this Florida State roster? What's this like for you?
It's awesome. Just playing against each other for the past few years has just kind of shown us what real competition is. We all hate losing. We all want to win, and being able, to compete against each other for the last in the high school years is just grown us as players and showed us that we can have success against high talent. And now being able to come together and play together on a team has just, we've been able to joke with each other and give each other remarks and stuff all the time, but at the end of the day, like, we know that we all got each other's backs, and it's just awesome to know that we all came from the same area, and now we get to play together.
Connor Holtz is our guest, a Florida State pitcher out of the Jacksonville area, Creekside High School. Where did you develop the curveball? Was this high school? Was this early years of college? Where did you develop the curveball that you have now?
Yeah, I've always had it. It's always been my pitch. I've always had a curveball, not a slider. I would say I used to throw from more of an over-top slot. I played a lot of outfield, so being able to get on top of the baseball and the outfield was a big thing. But once I became just a pitcher, the game has become so much more wrapped around the statistics and the numbers side behind all of it. And, when I throw my pitches on the TrackMan, on the Rapsodo, whatever it is, Yakutech, all the different devices they got, people would say this pitch is an outlier. It just kind of stands out, just being able to generate that many RPMs. And when I found out that pitch was like that, it was, my coach started calling it more, and we saw more success with it, and I became more confident with it. And here we are, and now I'm just throwing it, and everybody knows it's coming.
For people that see it on TV, I mean, that thing has got some break to it, over 3,000 RPM when we're talking about the spin rates. How do you do that? I mean, because we're looking at the best curveballs in the big leagues, guys like Charlie Morton who throw that big 12-6. Seth Lugo has a big one like that. But how do you generate the spin rate on a curveball like that? Am I asking a secret you don't want to give away? Tell me about this, Connor.
Yeah, there's not really much secret to it. It must be God-given, honestly, because, I just throw it, honestly. And, I started throwing it 10 years old. It wasn't really I was throwing it left and right, it wasn't an every pitch thing. I got a feel for the pitch. I never really changed my grip throughout my whole pitching career. And, as I started growing, my body got stronger, my arm got stronger. I started moving my arm, however, and, just my curveball evolved into something that has been a big gift to my career. And, I've been able to thrive off that pitch and have success with that pitch. And at this level, it's very hard to honestly throw a pitch that everybody knows coming. But at the end of the day, when you have such confidence in one pitch, it's very fun to go out there and compete. So, yeah, I've just been able to, just not do anything crazy with it. Just keep throwing it like I've thrown it my whole life. And I think it's just God-given that it came with that kind of spin. So
Well, the best of the best have at least one or two pitches, and there's one coming, and you still can't hit it. It's like the old Mariano Rivera. The cutter's coming. You just you're not going to be able to hit it, kind of thing. But do you guys use PitchCom at Florida State, or do you just go with regular signs? What do you guys do?
Yeah, it's like PitchCom. It's not in the ear. It's actually just like it's like you're wearing a watch, and the coach has the controller, and he kind of buzzes in a number combo, and we kind of understand, what he calls on that.
So are you primarily fastball, curveball? Is that what you go with?
Yeah, I'd say primarily curveball, fastball. Switch your words right there, but yeah, so a bunch of curveballs, and then I like to flash the fastball. Also have a changeup and a slider, but I've had success with just the fastball and the curveball, so you don't fix what's not broke, I guess.
Absolutely. The thing you're looking forward to most about the College World Series?
Just being there. Like I can't even tell you what to expect. I don't know what to expect. I'm just happy to just go out there and I'm gonna stand on the little island in the middle of the field and throw pitches in front of however many thousands of people that are there. So it's just truly an experience that you only get so many, maybe not even at all in your lifetime. So it's definitely just a blessing that I get to go at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's like a once in a lifetime. There's a few guys that have been a couple times. I know you might be familiar with Brad Hodges from St. John's Country Day. He's made it, I think, twice now with Virginia. They're in the College World Series again this year, but I know Brad's coming back from an injury this year. But tell me about Creekside. What was your career like with the Knights? Do you have maybe a favorite memory from your time with Creekside?
Yeah, so I would have liked to finish my career there. Obviously, I got cut short senior year due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but my junior year, the year before that, with Cantu, that was the most fun that we had. We won the regionals. We got to go to the state semifinals. Came up short, didn't get to go to the championship, but just to be able to go to the state tournament my junior year and win the regional out in Pensacola was awesome. Yeah, we had a good career. Played with a lot of good guys. A bunch of guys that went off to play college baseball, whether it was junior college, mid-major, Power 5, wherever it was. Got to play with some good talent, and at the end of the day, just made lifelong friends throughout it all.
Did you know Colby Frieda?
Oh yeah, Colby's been my teammate since I was 6. So
wow,
being able just to see their success over there at Kentucky has been awesome too.
Well, how about Creekside representing in the College World Series? You got you and Cantu, and then you got Colby Frieda. That's pretty awesome, man.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm looking forward to getting to meet up with Colby and give him a big hug. So,
is there anybody else we've missed? Any other Creekside guys besides you three in the College World Series?
That I know of, I think it's just us.
Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, there can't be another high school in the College World Series that's got 3 guys. I mean, they can't be, right?
I would like to see.
Right. Hey, what's Link Jarrett like? Many people regard him as the best head coach in college baseball. You play for him. What's it like?
Yeah, Coach Link he's a one of a kind. Nothing but respect for Link. Everybody respects him at the end of the day. He has a plan. He has an idea about everything he's going to do, and he's always 2-3 steps ahead of you. Whenever you think you got it down to a T, Link's got it down way more than you ever thought. So, he's always just ahead of the game. He's always got everything, the way that he thinks it should go. And, if we operate just like the way he puts the puzzle together, it's going to work out perfectly. And, Link's been great for us. We all trust him. We all believe in him, and, we all listen to him. And at the end of the day, he's our head coach, and nothing but respect for Coach Link. So,
Connor Holtz, left-hander for the Florida State Seminoles, living his dream right now, trying to win a national championship at a Creekside High School. Thanks so much for a few minutes of your time tonight. Really pulling for you guys with all the local talent on this Florida State roster. Thanks for a few minutes, and good luck to you, man.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Have a great one.
Good kid. Connor Holtz from Creekside High School, the Jacksonville area, and Florida State baseball. He's out of the bullpen. Now, look, I know that Connor was on the mound on Friday night when the Tennessee Vols walked off. We recorded that interview on Tuesday night before the Noles flew to Omaha. But as we mentioned at length in our first segment, Florida State got jobbed on Friday night. They the game should have been over before Connor even took the mound. So I'm not a Seminoles fan, but I'm pulling for our local kids here in Jacksonville. And so, look, I hope Connor gets another shot to get out there on the mound today in relief for the Seminoles. But again, they play at 2 o'clock this afternoon. They're playing for their season against the Virginia Cavaliers coming up this afternoon in the College World Series. And then later tonight, 7 o'clock, Tennessee, North Carolina. Man, that's going to be a good one. You had 3 walk-offs and then the 3-2 victory last night, Texas A&M over Florida, late into the morning. I think Frank told me that game got – Corey Warren joining us from D-Bat Jacks as well. Corey, I couldn't stay awake, man. I tried. I watched for 2 innings. The game started at 11:15, and the game got over with at like 3 in the morning.
No, there was no chance. I tried so hard. I saw first pitch, and then all of a sudden, next thing I know, it's 3rd inning. Then next thing I know, it's 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, but Florida did fall in that one to Texas A&M, 3-2 last night in the College World Series. But the Gators now go to the losers bracket. They'll play tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock against NC State. And we'll see how that one goes. Before we go to our next break, I want to tell you guys about 10-10 Day at the Jumbo Shrimp Stadium. If you want to throw out the first pitch at that game, which is going to be June 26th, it's a Wednesday at 12:05, we're going to have a 10-10 Day there where as many of our 10-10 XL people want to go are going to be there at the Jumbo Shrimp game. Helmets and Heels is going to do a live broadcast there, and you've got a chance to throw out the first pitch. Show us your first pitch on social media by using the 1010XL Shrimp Day hashtag. That's hashtag 1010XL Shrimp Day. And tag us on that video that you put out of you throwing your pitch. And you could go throw out the first pitch that day at 1010 Day, which is pretty cool.
It is cool. We give first pitch lessons at D-Bat Jacks. So,
oh, you do?
There we go. We can help with that.
There's a partner to help out with that. So that's coming up on June 26, 12:05. That's a Wednesday. A bunch of our 1010XL people are going to be out there. That's going to be a fun day at the Jumbo Shrimp Stadium. You can hang with our crew. You get some 1010XL swag and some shrimp ticket giveaways, which, by the way, this is something I've been doing on the last couple of shows, Corey. Right now, I'm going to give away a pair of Jumbo Shrimp tickets. You want to do that right now?
Let's do it.
So the way we're going to do it is I don't call for random caller number 3, give me, just call in and win it randomly. The way I do it, Corey, is text our text line right now, 641-1010. It's the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Tell me why that you want to go to the Jumbo Shrimp game. It could be any reason. I'm going to pick the best answer. Last time I did this, somebody told me that their son, who was an 8-year-old, going to turn 9, is a travel ball player out of Fleming Island, had never been to a Jumbo Shrimp game, and so I said, you're going to the game. I picked that individual from the text line and sent them off to the Jumbo Shrimp game. So I got a pair of tickets. This is what they call a voucher, and so this is one of those things where you can take this to the Jumbo Shrimp and you can go to any game. So I got 2 tickets right now to any game this season for the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. All you have to do is text the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 904-641-1010. Give me the reason why you want to go to the Jumbo Shrimp game. I'm going to pick the best answer, and you're going to go to the Jumbo Shrimp game, anyone you like, the rest of the season. We're going to do that. We're also going to have the Coastal Collegiate Baseball League Commissioner and the VP of Operations, Chris Lane and Fran Delaney, join us for our last segment coming up next here on River City Hardball, presented by D-Bat Jacksonville.
When they were little, the other girls played with dolls.
Aww.
They played with footballs.
Who's them? Yes, it's us.
Helmets and Heels.
From the First Coast Lighting Studios at 1010XL.
Weekdays noon to 2.
Some girls have all the fun.
D-Bat Jacksonville is the premier indoor baseball and softball training facility in the city. Give your baseball or softball player the best chance to succeed with lessons from the professional instructors at D-Bat Jacksonville. Month-to-month memberships with no annual contracts. Visit their state-of-the-art 20,000 square foot facility on Powers Avenue. 13 batting cages, automated pitching machines, and a fully stocked pro shop. Find out more at dbatjacks.com.
Yo, it's the Celtics versus the Mavericks in the NBA Finals. Can Luka and Kyrie figure out how to lead the Mavericks to take home the trophy? Or is Jason and Jalen just too much firepower? Make sure you look into all the action and winning some money with MyBookie. With MyBookie, you can bet anything, anytime, so you'll never miss a shot to cash in on some straight cash, homie. You can live stream and bet on the games right from the sportsbook, giving you everything you need to decide. Cash out or let it ride. MyBookie really makes it easy to get paid with tons of boosted props and slam dunk parlays. And new boosts are posted daily. It's more than just a sports book, buzzer beaters, underdog upsets, and a community to share and all the sweats. Give yourself a head start today and play with house money. Just use promo code 1010XL when you make your first deposit. That's promo code 1010XL to claim a limited time bonus when you sign up to make your first deposit. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Come on, somebody.
The hottest trend in casual dining has expanded in Jacksonville with its 5th location off 103rd. The Flame Broiler serves up protein-packed rice bowls. It's fast, healthy, and affordable. Order online at flamebroilerusa.com or visit any of our 5 locations. Flame Broiler, simply healthy.
High school, college, and pro.
As good as it gets.
Your home for the most play-by-play is 1010XL.
Hey sports fans, it's Hayes Carlion for Kingfish Pest Control. Look, if mosquitoes ruin your summer fun, it's time to call Kingfish Pest Control. In my own experience, they are the kings of mosquito elimination. Call Kingfish Pest Control today and get 50% off your first treatment. Sign up for a full season of lockdown coverage and get half off your first treatment. Don't let mosquitoes steal your home field advantage. Reclaim your yard with Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. River City Hardball. Presented by D-Bat Jacksonville on 1010XL.
Welcome back. Our next to final segment on River City Hardball, presented by D-Bat Jacksonville. I'm your host, Andrew Gibson. Corey Warren is with us, owner of D-Bat Jacksonville, D-Bat Green Cove. Him and his partners, Zach Phillips and Trent Peterson, own the D-Bat Jacks and Green Cove. How fired up is Trent about this FSU run? I mean, they lost, but they're still playing. They got a shot today against Virginia.
Trent's going crazy with it. This is also the time where I know him as a Florida State football fan. I'm just not going to text him right now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to reach out to him. I'm not going to bother him about anything. You know what? Just going to let him prepare for the game.
Trent pitched at Florida State.
Trent was an All-American at Florida State.
He was a really good player. Yeah. And did he play for Link?
So Link was there for, I think, two of his 3 years.
So Link was an assistant when Trent played.
He does know him. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I texted Trent this week and I asked him if he kind of had an end to Link to see if I could get him on the show, but he's like, man, I haven't talked to Link in a long time, so probably not going to be much help on that one.
No.
But Link is a pretty intense guy. He doesn't really do a ton of media. He'll do it with like the local Tallahassee guys, but at some point we'll get Link Jarrett on the show. But it's always cool to get his players on, guys that are from here. So once again, really appreciate Connor Holtz. He's a really good kid. I mean, I'm really pulling for Connor. And hopefully the Noles will get a win today against Virginia at 2 o'clock in the College World Series. But without further ado, let's welcome on right now the commissioner and also the VP of Operations of the Coastal Collegiate Baseball League. I recorded this on Thursday, and I want to give you guys kind of a preview of it. So if you don't know anything about the CCBL, the Coastal Collegiate Baseball League is a wood-bat summer league that started 4 years ago. They've really taken on strong. You guys, Corey, work with them. They come into your cages at DBAT and work a good bit during the summer. So it's a summer league that started right here in Jacksonville. Let's hear more about it right now with the Commissioner, Chris Lane, and the VP of Operations, Fran Delaney. Welcome back to the River City Hardball Podcast. We're presented by DBAT Jacksonville, and we're partnered each and every summer with the Coastal Collegiate Baseball League. And what a pleasure it is to have the Commissioner, Chris Lane, and the VP of Operations, Fran Delaney, joining us right now on 1010XL and 92.5 FM here on this Sunday morning on the All-Pro Roofing Hotline. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. Commissioner Lane, I'll start with you. You know, for those people that don't know about the Coastal Collegiate Baseball League, you're reaching a new audience here on 1010XL this morning. Tell people about your league, Chris.
Well, Andrew, it's a pleasure to be here, and thanks for having us on as well this morning. We started the league about 4 years ago. We're in our 4th season. Fran and I decided that there was a niche to be had here in Jacksonville of a league like this, featuring college baseball players for 8 weeks. Get them out here for about 30 games, 3 or 4 games a week, to improve their skills, to ultimately take someone's spot perhaps in the fall season at their college that they're going to, or just get on the coach's radar again, and you do that by playing. And when we've been pretty good at providing that those fields and the at bats and the innings for those guys to do that. So it's a wood bat league. We carry 22, 23 man rosters. We want the guys to play. I love our staff. Our coaching staff does a good job at making sure everyone does get the time that they require to improve on their skills. And it's worked out pretty well. Fran and I have been very pleased this year. It's worked out easier each year as our process gets spread out. Francis, did I say something funny?
Oh.
As our process gets spread out across the nation, more and more guys want in. We had about 225 applications this year, and we had to turn away a fair amount, and that's disturbing because we want this league to grow to 6 to 7 teams, and it will in the future.
Fran Delaney is with us as well. He's the VP of Operations for the Coastal Collegiate Baseball League. Fran, from the first idea of this league to where it sits now in its 4th year, how much has this league grown before your eyes?
Tremendously. We've had a lot of growth. The talent has gotten a lot better. As the word gets out, more people are coming. More people trust who we are and what we're doing. And I think the difference between the talent then and the talent now, you can see the difference on the field. And I think that's the biggest thing. Also, the other big difference is there's a lot of people who want to get involved now. There's a lot of people from the outside that are baseball guys or people around the community that are now trying to get in, right? They want to be part of this because they see it's actually something it's going to hold. It's a solid league. It's run properly. And I think that's the biggest key, or the biggest thing we've seen is growth in the talent along with growth on the community, kind of trusting in the product.
Chris, from your position in the commissioner's spot, how do you feel the league has grown now in the 4th year?
I think our position player strength is really coming along. But what has surprised me over the last 2 seasons is the very good strength of the arms, the pitching that has come along. We have just this last week we've added some players. We're always looking for pitchers, but we added some pitchers that had legitimate D1 arms. And just watching that game last night with a couple of those arms throwing, both dugouts were on the top rail, watching it close and getting a kick out of it. And that's the fun part of it for us. But that's what the word of mouth does. And basically the CCBL's reputation is we're doing one thing, get these guys the at-bats in the innings to improve, and we're holding fast to that motto, and guys trust in our process.
The players that participate in this league, there are Jacksonville area guys from Jacksonville high schools, Jacksonville colleges, but there's also national players. I mean, there's players that come from all over the country to play in this league. I know Killian Mock is a player that's in your league this year. The kid drove from California to Jacksonville and ran into some snags along the way, I've heard. But, I mean, that's just the kind of league that this is. It's Jacksonville, but it's also national too now, right?
It is. It's turned into that way. Another little story that I got a call last week from a coach that was coaching up in Cape Cod, but he lives here in Jacksonville, and he needed to come back home. And he called me looking for a place to help out with the league, and we're gonna revisit that this weekend to see if there's a spot for him. And that's the kind of stuff I can't send emails and recruit for. I mean, in other words, word's out on the CCBL, and we're legitimate. We're not Cape Cod Northwoods. We're the league, kind of a league in between to fill the void for those kids that need to play.
Tell people, Chris, where you guys play.
We play at Atlantic Coast High School, and we played at the new Ford Family Regional Park, the Brigham Baseball Complex. We've also played a couple games down St. Augustine High School, which we'll probably revisit again towards the end of the summer. Good complexes all. Atlantic Coast has treated us well throughout the years, and we appreciate their help. But we're excited to be at the Franchi Complex there, the Brigham Complex rather. It has worked out well. The short fences has not been a deterrent. Some well-pitched ball games there, and some good defensive games. It's fun. I like the atmosphere at the Brigham Complex. It looks like looks like a nice little commitment we've made there. I'm appreciative of that. Franny, what do you think?
I think it's nice. The field's always in good condition, right? And Atlantic Coast again has been wonderful to us, and we've been appreciative of them. And that's a great field over there. It's just something about playing on that turf too that these kids seem to love. They kind of get true hops, those type of things, and they're all used to pitching on mounds like that thing. So somewhere down the line they're going to have to play on that type of field. So I need to get used to it. So I think they like it. For me, I love it because I do not have to pick up a single rake or fill a mound or drag a field. So that's a great thing after 3 years of being Chris, being out there and being everything. So I enjoy it, and they're very, very good to us. Very good to us out there.
Fran, you've got a lengthy umpiring background. Do you guys use JUA umpires? What's your umpiring crew like?
We use folks from JUA, but mostly, not everyone in JUA does college ball. Our whole goal was to have college umpires, so these, especially for the incoming freshmen we have, to understand the difference, right? When you get to college level, the umpires treat you like men, so to speak. You're still kind of kids in high school, and there's only so much rope they give you. And in college, a little bit more. The great thing about our umpires and Randy Olhausen, who does the booking for us, is that they work with the guys. They tell them things. They work with them. This won't work in that league. This is what you got to do. Here's the pitch clock. Here's all these things. And I think that's part of learning too for these guys. I mean, even the guys that have, who maybe not have got a whole bunch of game experience that are playing with us, coming here and understanding those type of things is really important.
Chris, when are your games? Tell people more about when and what time your games are each week.
Well, I think most of the games this year seem to be in the 3:30 and 6:30 time frame, either at Atlantic or at Bragan. Bragan, we're set in stone Mondays and Fridays, 3:30 and 6:30 games. We're also going to hold our first time All-Star game out there, as well as a home run derby on July 11th, I believe. Francis, is that it? That the one?
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
So we'll hold a home run derby at 5:30 that day, and then right after that at 7 o'clock will be the All-Star game. And Fran came up with the idea for the home run derby. And Fran, you want to go on it and go get it, man?
Yeah, I think what we're going to do, just to make it interesting, because we want it team oriented. So each team will nominate two guys from their team. That way, they're going to send out their best two home run hitters or potentially home run hitters. They'll all hit. All 5 teams will hit. The two with the most combined home runs between two players will move on and advance to the final. And then those two will go at it for the championship. Relatively simple, but more team oriented. So you guys can be out there cheering on their guys and those type of things. I think it's important to keep it that way.
And then for the All-Star game with 5 teams, it's kind of interesting how we're going to do it. We'll just nominate the All-Stars. The players will nominate the All-Stars and vote on them. And then we'll collect 2 teams out of those All-Stars. And we're going to have our hitting instructor, Rick Wilkins, and our pitching instructor, Trenton Torchia, manage both those teams. And then we'll sit down with the All-Star players, and they'll have a draft. And they'll pick the teams, and we'll play a 7-inning game and have some fun with it.
I'm glad you mentioned, Rick Wilkins and Trenton Torchia. Those are 2 guys that Jacksonville people certainly are familiar with. Tell us about the coaches. I mean, there are some local coaches, but I'm sure you get interest from all around the country to coach in this league.
We do. It just comes down to the time frame that they can work with it. I like our staff this year. Returning is Jason Hatcher from Nice High School. He did a great job last year with the Stingrays, and he's back again. And he loves doing what he's doing right now, and we love having him. Another new coach, Tino Geritano from St. Petersburg. He's coming in to do the Turtles. A seasoned manager, let's put him that way. We're still trying to read Tino. He has some fun out there. I think the guys are enjoying his presence as well. He's got something to bring to the book as well. Tony Canaday from St. Augustine High School joins us this year. Love Tony. Does a great job with the boys. Off to a good start with his team as well, the Dolphins. But these 2, the next 2, I'm real happy to have with us because they were inaugural players 2021 with the CCBL. Caleb Leno played for the Sharks, and I think he was the MVP and the most valuable pitcher, and just had a whale of a year playing for the Sharks. He is managing the Sharks, and he's doing a great job. He's a first-time skipper. He gave us a call and wanted to see if we can make it work, and I go, bring it. It's a great idea. And the second guy, another alumni from that 2021 season, Mark Castle. He's managing the Hawks. He's got a lot of energy. Fran and I love watching him out there. He brings a lot to the kids. And it's his first year skipper, and so we're keeping an eye on him, helping him whenever we can to shape his style and what he needs to do and what he wants to do as a manager. Very pleased with the staff. They're all doing a good job. They've bought into our process of making sure everyone plays, and we can't ask for anything more.
And Chris Lane and Fran Delaney from the Coastal Collegiate Baseball League. That's a 12-minute excerpt of that interview. It's about 20 minutes long. You can find the full interview on the River City Hardball YouTube page with the Coastal Collegiate Baseball League. Also find us on Facebook, and my Twitter is 1010XLAG. Corey, what's your Twitter, man? People want to follow you guys.
KWarren012.
Okay, nice.
There you go.
And then you got DBAT Jax is on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You guys are all over it.
All over it. Taylor, our GM down at Green Cove, handles all the Instagram stuff. She's phenomenal.
Awesome. Before we get out of here, this is our final segment right here. I want to pick our winner right here for the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp tickets.
There's some good ones.
There are some good ones. Corey, you're looking at the text line right now, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Here's one from the 303. We hear the Shrimp are the bulk of town, little baseball pun. A game would be South Possum, to see. You know what? I'm going to pick this one. I'm going to pick the guy who said he went to high school with Zach Phillips from DBAT Jacksonville. His daughter's never been to a game, and it's Father's Day. The 361, you're going to the Jumbo Shrimp game. That's awesome.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
Corey, thanks so much for a few minutes of your time this morning.
Appreciate you having me, man.
Corey Warren's from DBAT Jacksonville, DBAT Green Cove. His crew, they do a fantastic job. Check them out, Powers Avenue and also in Green Cove. Thanks to Frank Frangie. Thanks to Connor Holtz from Creekside in Florida State. And thanks to Fran and Chris from the Coastal Collegiate Baseball League. That's going to wrap it up for our show this summer. We'll talk to you again on the radio in February, but check us out on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter for River City Hardball. I'm Andrew Gibson saying so long and happy Father's Day.
Everything you need to know about your Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars Today with Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony.
Jaguars Today from the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute studios.
Every weekday from 10 to noon on 1010XL.
DBAT Jacksonville is the premier indoor baseball and softball training facility in the city. Give your baseball or softball player the best chance to succeed with lessons from the professional instructors at DBAT Jacksonville. Month-to-month memberships with no annual contracts. Visit their state-of-the-art 20,000 square foot facility on Powers Avenue. 13 batting cages, automated pitching machines, and a fully stocked pro shop. Find out more at dbatjax.com.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Our returning champion, a basketball court sweat mopper from Jacksonville, Florida, meet Lewis Cramp.
Great to be back, Merv.
There's only one category left on the board, Lewis. People you can trust to repair your air conditioner. Your 10 seconds starts now.
Well, I'm pretty handy with tools around. Right, so my Uncle Steve used to fix transmissions, so maybe he could... Okay, sorry. I guess just call the guys at Bueller?
That's right, Lewis. The highly trained technicians at Bueller Air and Plumbing have the tools and the experience to service any make and model of home air conditioner to make sure that you are cool.
You sure I can't just have a quick...
Yeah, we're done for today. Stay cooler with Bueller. Visit BuellerAir.com.
I'm sure many of you guys feel like you wish you could be as fit as you were in your 20s. The dad bod is really tough to shed. I'm Dr. Lance Snyder, and I did something about it through Dr. Rappaport at the Jax Aesthetics Center. I'm active, I played college sports, and I still work out a few times a week. Nothing worked. As a doctor and a dad, I want to be around as long as possible and feel good about my body. Dr. Rappaport put together a personalized treatment plan that worked. It was easy for me to make appointments, get to those appointments, and get back to work in time. I also recommend the Incella chair for any urinary issues or ED. Dr. Rappaport has some state-of-the-art treatment options for men. And the M-Sculpt Neo is an abs blast. 20,000 crunches in 30 minutes. Give yourself your own gift this Father's Day at the Jax Aesthetic Center. Build muscle and lose fat. Call or text today, 904-808-2455. That's 904-808-2455. You won't be sorry.
This is the flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Kids ask their parents a lot of questions.
Why can't people fly?
Gravity.
Is the moon really made of cheese?
Yep, cream cheese.
When can I move into a big kid's car seat?